Welcome to the Eye Opener. I'm your host, Michael Lewis. Washington conceded to the Chinese Communist Party. Controversial Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou reached a deferred prosecution agreement with the United States. Meng is currently on her way back to China. In return, the CCP released the two Michaels. Its hostage diplomacy has achieved its purpose. Auditors led by cyber ninjas presented their final report to the Arizona Senate last night. Were you surprised by the results? Around the same time, Texas announced a full forensic audit in 4 of its counties. Will Governor Greg Abbott back this move? Okay, my friends, let's take a closer look together. The Chinese Communist Party in Washington reportedly struck a deal to defer prosecution of Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou. Under the agreement, the federal government would put the prosecution on hold into December 2022 and possibly drop the case completely if Meng complied with specified conditions in the agreement. Reports say Meng left for China on the evening of September 24th. The Huawei CFO has been under house arrest in Vancouver, Canada for almost 3 years on criminal charges related to bank and wire fraud. At Friday's virtual hearing at a Brooklyn federal court, Meng pleaded not guilty, but admitted having concealed Huawei's business operations in Iran through a shell company. The Justice Department said Meng has taken responsibility for her principal role in perpetrating a scheme to defraud a global financial institution. The United States plans to withdraw her extradition case. In a disgusting move of hostage diplomacy, the CCP released the 2 Canadians who have been imprisoned in China since December 2018 and are now back on Canadian soil. Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor were arbitrarily arrested in retaliation for Canada's arrest and detention of Meng at the request of the United States. Although the CCP claimed the 2 Michaels were separate from Meng's case, the regime frequently exploited the 2 Canadians to pressure both Canada and the U.S. to release her. In the latest move prior to her deferral of prosecution, a Chinese court in August handed down a 11-year sentence to Spavor on alleged espionage charges. In addition to the 2 Michaels, another Canadian, Robert Schellenberg, was given a death sentence in China around the same time for drug smuggling. Schellenberg was previously sentenced to 15 years in prison, but the Chinese court changed its ruling as Meng's detentions dragged on. So far, no update has been provided on the fate of Schellenberg. While the disturbing part of the news is that the CCP's hostage diplomacy had largely worked, it's still a relief to hear Kovrig and Spavor are finally returning to Canada. The 2 were reportedly held in solitary confinement and suffered from sleep deprivation, a common torture method used on prisoners in Chinese jails. Their families have been eagerly and desperately waiting for their return. We hope both Kovrig and Spavor are in good health and spirit. Huawei, a major 5G network supplier, was placed on a U.S. trade blacklist in 2019 over serious national security concerns and human rights violations. Huawei describes itself as a private employee-owned company dedicated to providing digital technology to the world. But growing evidence suggests the company is cooperating with the CCP in collecting sensitive data. In an August 2020 report by the Australian Financial Review, the Australian government discovered backdoor technologies in the Port Moresby data center. The data center was funded by the CCP and commissioned by Huawei for Papua New Guinea. The regime was able to access almost every piece of information in the data center undetected. Auditors of the Maricopa County 2020 election presented their final report to the Arizona Senate at a hearing on September 24th. The final audit report is a little different from the leaked draft version from the day before. Cyber Ninjas, the lead audit firm, confirmed Joe Biden's victory in Maricopa County. The final tally shows the audit had recount follows closely the official canvass results. Biden had 99 more votes than the official number, and Trump had 261 fewer votes. Out of the 2 million votes cast in the county, this discrepancy rate is really negligible. Now remember, the Arizona audit was never about changing election results. The forensic examination did unveil issues and anomalies. However, besides the total tally, the audit findings seem to be a highly sensitive topic. So to protect our channel, we decided to move this discussion to Rumble. If you want to hear our full coverage of the Arizona audit results, please check out our program on Rumble, and don't forget to subscribe to our Rumble channel. You can find the link in the description. One day before the release of the Arizona audit results, the Office of Texas Secretary of State announced it will do a full and comprehensive forensic audit in the state's 4 largest counties: Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, and Harris. Governor Greg Abbott hasn't responded to the audit announcement. However, the Thursday news came out after former President Trump, in a letter, urged the governor to add an election audit bill to his year's 3rd special session. 3 of the 4 targeted counties, Dallas, Tarrant, and Harris, responded to the audit development as unnecessary. Harris County Judge Lina Hidalgo already blasted the move and said she would do everything in her power to stop it. It's unclear at this point how the audit is going to proceed. Yet certainly, in order to move things forward, support from the state's Republican leadership would be critical. And that's it for today, my friends. Check out the playlist right here for more eye-opening content. You can join me in the Eye Opener Telegram chat room and follow me on YouMaker, Gab, Parler, and Getter. Now don't forget, please sign up to the email list so that we can stay in touch. I'd like to thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.